Hey, everybody. It's the Behind the Bits virtual comedy show finals. Woo! I can't believe we got this far. So we had 3 preliminary rounds, and in those preliminary rounds, we had 6 winners. We had Kevin H. Brady, Carmiya, Chris Wright, Justin Matson, Laura Park, and Funky Sam Medina were all winners. As I've been saying ever since these preliminary rounds came on, I'm really impressed with the fact that we've got some comics who have been in the business for quite a while and some comics who have not been in the business for very long, and they're all competing in the same fashion and all doing very well. And I'm also seeing some lag in my video here. I guess we'll just deal with it. So what I want to do without further ado is bring our judges on first, and let me scroll down and get that correct. Our first judge is Joanne Filan.
Oh,
hi, Joanne. How are you?
Hello. I'm great, Scott. How are you? I'm excited to be here. Yay! See some fun.
So, did you know that you're a regular at the Gotham Comedy Club, New York Comedy Club, and Broadway Comedy Club?
It's amazing because they're closed right now. So,
and also part of the Broads of Broadway.
I am abroad.
Well, it's great having you on the show, and thank you for helping with the judging tonight. I'm
looking forward to it. Very excited.
Yeah. So next we've got John Poveromo. Hey, John, how are you?
Hey, I'm awful close to the screen. What's going on? I was like leaning into my cell phone, like all forehead, mostly hair. What's going on?
So among other things, John, you're a regular on Sirius XM, and you have an award-winning short called Dup It. Did you know that?
I did know that. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime. Go watch it. Can you see my thumbs? No.
Right now, I'm going to go.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being part of the judging tonight. I appreciate it.
No problem, man. Thanks for having me.
Now let's bring on Dan West. Hey, Dan.
Woo-hoo.
Well, hey, how's it going, buddy?
Great. Hey, did you know you've got a album called Not Too Friendly, but Prompt and Polite?
No, that seems like a really good way to describe me.
What did your therapist say this week?
My therapist this morning at 7:30 a.m. because 4 weeks ago, Dan thought that today Dan would be cool with a 7:30 a.m. appointment. My therapist today said, "You seem like you're pretty hard to get along with," and he was right.
Well, you know what? You've always been good to me, and I appreciate you helping me judge this. Thanks a lot, Dan.
I'm happy to be here, buddy. I'm looking forward to seeing some comics that I've never seen before, because it's always fun to see people that I would like to book in the future. So yeah, hopefully excellent. they are very talented people. I trust that they are if they've made it this far.
Yeah, they're all very good, and let's bring them out. We got Carmiya, Laura Park, Kevin H. Brady, Chris Wright, Justin Matson, and Funky Sam Medina. How y'all doing?
All right.
Good. Let's see. Did we blow up StreamYard? Can everybody hear okay?
Yeah.
All right. It's not too bad. The way we're going to run this tonight is as we have each comic come on, I'll obviously spotlight them, but I'll take everybody else out of the feed except for myself and the judges. That way we're not screwing up the bandwidth, and that way you'll get a good tape for when I send this to you as well. Like I said, I'm totally impressed with the fact that we've got a real mixture of comics, some people who've been in the business, some people who started this year, and virtual comedy has obviously been good to some folks, and I really, really think this is going to be a great show. I'm pleased to announce that I've got a roommate, I've got a boarder. His name is Dean Martin, and he did write a song for you tonight to get you going. So I'm bringing Dean out right now.
Wow.
Excellent.
I didn't see this coming.
I'm so excited. This just got A-list.
Hey, everybody. Dean Martin. So I was so happy that Scott asked me to do this and make it a true variety show. It almost made me forget the fact that he doesn't have any meat in the house. So I got a little ditty for you. Hopefully this will pump you up and get you ready for the competition. Here it goes. Virtual funny people, here's to you. You worked hard to get to the final few. I am rubber and you are glue. Your sense of humor is priceless during this health crisis. Now get your 7 minutes prepared. I know I'm pretty weird, but don't be scared. The top 3 will be rolling in dough as long as they can accept PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo. I told you that. Now let's get on with the show. It's the Behind the Bits Virtual Comedy Contest. Thank you, Dean. Thank you, Dean. Go back to bed.
Take a breather.
The guy hasn't paid me rent since he got here.
That son of a bitch.
Well, his son did die, so
In an airplane crash. So we're going to get right on with the show. We're going to start off with Kevin H. Brady. So I'm going to tell everybody goodbye except for myself and Kevin for a sec. Boom, boom, boom. Hey.
Hi.
How are you, Kevin?
Oh, just dandy. I actually just got booted out of the room and got back in record time.
Okay. I'm glad that worked out for you.
Yeah, same here.
So I'm really pleased to have you on the show, and I've been watching you obviously ever since you were in the first show. I know you're part of that Wright 10 club that I show up at least once a month to, and I'm really excited to see your stuff. One thing I wanted to ask you though, one of the things that's bugging me is the fact that you can't play copyrighted music, and because you are a copyrighted music person, how do you feel about that?
It's tough because I also am a very firm believer in the right to fair use when it comes to parodying and things like that, where if you're clearly doing it in a manner to which you're using it in a separate artistic medium, I don't see a problem with that. Yeah. But I don't want to admit that I understand the record label's ends of it, where it's, hey, this is our property. These are our products. You're not allowed to use them without our permission. But at the end of the day, you're just exposing people to a piece of music that they might not know. Yeah. And I personally don't see a big issue with it. Now, if somebody's streaming an entire album to 50 people while doing like yoga poses,
yeah. Okay, I dig it. Well, let's get ready. I'm going to bring the judges back on.
Sure.
And there's Joanne. And we're going to put you front and center. Nope. I turned your mic off instead. All right. Without further ado.
I'll probably get a better vote if you keep the mic off.
You do fine. Without further ado, here comes Kevin H. Brady.
All right. Well, thank you once again for having me back, Scott. Really happy to be part of this. I just want to set the bar early. I want to set the tone right off the bat. I'm not going to be doing any coronavirus jokes tonight. It's been 6 months. We've all heard them. Honestly, they only have a 3% chance of killing anyway. It's not entirely true. There is one COVID joke that just doesn't seem to die, and that's the president. I did get some good news. It's a rough time right now. We all need a bit of good news from time to time. I just found out I'm the most famous person from my high school graduating class. I'm really excited about that. I just had to get past Jimmy, who got stabbed in the head after prom, and Nina, who's already a grandmother. So bar was low, but win is a win. I've been getting into a lot of old music and old movies from high school, trying to get back in touch with my roots. I watched the movie I hadn't seen in a while called Phone Booth. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with this movie, but it's about a guy who's walking through Midtown Manhattan, and he answers a ringing payphone. And on the other end of the phone is a sniper with a rifle pointed directly at him. You know, this movie came out in 2003. It just really didn't hold up. Nobody would believe Colin Farrell is a movie star in 2020. I was listening to the band 311 for the first time in a decade. Big fan of 311 because nothing screams authentic reggae like 5 white guys from Omaha. I was always curious where they came up with their name. 311 is a strange name. Turns out they actually named themselves after the local police department's code for indecent exposure. You know, they just thought it was funny, so they went with it. What I find funny is that police codes are not universal. So a 311 in Omaha is not the same as a 311 in California. Do you know what a 311 in California is? Possession of child pornography.
Shit.
It puts their song Come Original in a whole new light.
Ooh.
Wow.
Whoa. Amber is the color of the alert on my phone anytime they come up on the phone. But, you know, it's not all good news. We get some bad news every once in a while. I actually did get a not great medical diagnosis not too long ago. I actually have a degenerative back disorder. It's kind of like arthritis. And the doctor was telling me this, and he said, you know, this is something that we usually see in people that have competed in team sports, you know, at professional levels. Did you ever play competitive sports? Oh, yeah, totally. I'm not sure what gave it away. You know, my 3rd trimester beer gut, the fact that my urine sample smells like Coke, or the fact that I'm having difficulty breathing while sitting. You know, I haven't played any type of sport since Little League, and even then, I only played left out. So the doctor said, well, you can actually get it from high impact trauma. Have you ever been in car accidents, or did you go to heavy metal concerts when you were younger? Oh, God. Yeah, I did. My mom was right. Going into those mosh pits was going to ruin my life, but I didn't think Slipknot was going to give me a slip disc. But, you know, I love heavy metal. I still listen to heavy metal. One of my favorite bands is a band from Germany called Rammstein. And they're probably best known for singing all their songs in German. And, you know, it's tough because people hear angry Germans screaming and, you know, they get opinions. They have thoughts on it. And, you know, even me, I listened to one of their albums yesterday. I felt like I committed a hate crime. I got done. I went online and made a $20 donation to the B'nai B'rith. I'm not Jewish. Well, one of my favorite songs from them is a song called Haifisch, which translates to shark. And you figure, oh, angry German talking about sharks. It's got to be about violence and bloodshed. No. It's actually a retelling of a fairy tale about why the oceans are so salty. It's because sharks cry themselves to sleep at night. A whole lot less Jaws and way too much Baby Shark. That's awful. But, you know, I'm very fortunate. I had a very good family life growing up. I had a big family. I had my grandparents living in the house with me when I was a kid, too. You know, I was very close with my grandfather specifically. My grandfather, like most men of his generation, fought during World War II. He was a member of the U.S. Army. Unlike most men of his generation, though, my grandfather was absolutely convinced that Nazis were going to make a comeback, and surprise! He was so paranoid. He really was. He was so paranoid that Nazis were going to make a comeback. He said that for no reason could any of his sons or any of his grandsons, they would not be circumcised, because that's how the Nazis knew who the Jewish soldiers were. Fair point. Fair point. As I said, we're not very Jewish. I'm not sure how familiar you are with the Old Testament, but Brady was not one of the lost tribes of Israel. My mother did the 23andMe. We are 2% Ashkenazi. I have a hairy chest and anxiety. That's as Jewish as we get. My grandfather also fought in the South Pacific during World War II. I don't think he ran into too many Nazis named Takashi. But I think most importantly, you all now know way too much about my penis. As a comedian, I do like telling that joke. It's a little risky at times. But, as a comedian, you have to be willing to take those risks. You have to be willing to expose.
Oh, no.
Oh, what happened?
Did you lose me?
We cut out for a second there, buddy.
Oh, well, let me go back. I like taking risks. I like taking chances because as a comedian, you have to be willing to expose yourself. That's advice I learned from Louis C.K. I'm actually going to leave you guys with this. I had a great idea for a new TV show, all right? It's going to be a reboot of Transformers, okay? It's going to be set in modern day. We're going to call it Sisformers, all right? It's about robots that don't change into anything, but they have really strong opinions on where you can take a dump. And that's going to be my time. Thank you very much once again, Scott, for having me.
All right. Thank you so much, Kevin. That was good.
Woo! Yeah.
Judges, if you want to give some feedback, now's the time.
I feel like that was a really good set. A lot of really good stuff going on. I do think that you missed an opportunity to bring up the fact that the code for 311 is something that every other pop punk band is super into.
Not a blood on the dance floor fan, I see.
I think you handled the sound issue very well.
Yeah.
I would have screamed and ran out of the room. So. Oh shit.
And she's a broad on Broadway.
All right. Well, great job. Let's.
I was gonna say, no. Sorry. Yeah, I was like, wait, come back.
I thought I liked you, but I don't.
I didn't know if Joanne had anything else to say. I like that he's upside down now. Leave him that way.
Nice.
I heard that. Nothing else.
That's great. I was just gonna tell you, man. I really I liked your high school joke. I thought that was fucking great. And the 311 joke I liked too. But the Nazi surprise, I thought you delivered that one particularly well. Just the very natural way you laughed, like you were just like it felt like it was very in the moment, very genuine terror, which we're all feeling. So I appreciate that.
Yes.
Like if you deliver that one on stage like the same way you just did now every time, it's gonna get a fucking killer laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Also, if we're all going to be nice, then that means I get to be the Simon Cowell, right? Like,
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna hit the.
You've got a beard that.
Just as long as none of them are expecting us to hit a button and give them a career, because
I was just gonna hit a button and give myself a career.
I was gonna say the rest of us need to.
Yeah, if that's an option, then
Yeah.
the three of us are going
There's
on
gonna be a
tour, and it'll
career.
be moderately successful.
Yes,
Scott.
absolutely.
Okay,
Scott, do you
judges,
want us
let's
to
move.
fill-
Let's move this along so we can all go to bed tonight. Thank you
Yeah,
for your
There's like
feedback.
47 more.
Yeah. Do you want us?
Judges, I need one more vote for Kevin. And we're going to bring up our next act. The wonderful Carmiya. How are you, Carmiya?
Good, Carmiya.
Carmiya. Gosh. Anywho, I'll get that right after this is all done. Carmiya. I just wanted to ask you real quick, how long have you been doing stand-up?
I began performing in January.
All right. So you are one of the newbies. I thought you were. And
Yes,
you've done
but
quite
I've
a
been
few.
funny my whole life, so
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
that should count for something.
Right. Yeah, that should help. And you've been doing I think I've seen your name on a lot of these virtual shows. Are you enjoying doing those?
I am, because it's something, and it helps direct my energies for my writing. Otherwise, it would feel like pointless in
Yeah.
a way, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Okay,
I
great.
really
Well,
enjoyed it.
I'm going to put you front and center here after I bring the judges back in.
Thank you, Scott.
And then when I say
Hey.
go,
Hi, y'all.
it's you.
Howdy.
It's all you. All right,
Carmiya.
Carmiya, go.
People are always messing up my name because Carmiya isn't a name. It's actually a lead-in to the question, what? This is followed by other questions, and the answers to those are Carmiya. According to traditional Judaism, men are turned on by a woman's hair, so married women have to cover it. This thinning, frizzy, greasy mom hair is an aphrodisiac of biblical proportions. If it weren't for my scarf, I'd be fighting off suitors with a dish towel. I have a different scarf for every occasion. I have my workout scarf and my hiking scarf and my shopping for more scarves scarf. When I flirt with the mailman, I wear my push-up scarf. The main thing I look for in a romantic partner is the ability to be my Sherpa. The quickest way to earn my love is by asking, ma'am, can I carry that to the car for you? Yes, and here's my number. Grocery shopping is such a hassle. My kids have noticed the difficulties too. Why is Mama grunting so much? She's signing the delivery from Instacart. My husband's tattoo is my love potion. It has a power over me that's stronger than my diaphragm. This explains our fourth kid. My push-up scarf explains our fifth. I'm not sure that the tattoo is the problem, though. I think it's my birth control. The diaphragm is only 80% spellable. Who can remember to put the G before the M? If I could remember to put the G before the M, I'd remember to put the whole damn thing in. After 5 kids, my memory is jello. Ask me their ages and I'll pause. For an uncomfortable amount of time. Once I finally get their ages down, they go ahead and have another birthday. Kids are jerks. The formula feeding versus breastfeeding decision is a divisive one. I'm going to break it down for you. The majority of parents use formula and everyone else loves their baby. I wouldn't have remembered. Oh, sorry. I cared about the emotional and physical well-being of my children, but that is not why I breastfed them. I wouldn't have remembered to bring bottles anywhere. This way, I never had to say, honey, don't forget to pack the tatas. I also can't remember to pack extra pads or tampons, so instead I wear a menstrual cup. Its advertising slogan is, wherever you go, I will go. That is a Bible passage from the book of Ruth, which you may or may not know. All I know is when my cup runneth over, it's not a blessing. The menstrual cup isn't as prestigious as the Stanley Cup, but once you get it, it's yours for life. It is less popular than the World Cup, but you only have to wait another 3 weeks to see it. It's not considered like dainty or ladylike, so I thought about substituting a teacup, but I didn't want to break up the set. More menstrual cup jokes? Okay. I don't know why more women don't use this product, and it probably needs better advertising slogans like the thicker picker upper or good to the last drop. But being used. I was putting my youngest daughter to bed, and she showed me that her tooth was still under the pillow from the night before. Why didn't the tooth fairy come, Mama? Where's my money? I told her this song would explain things. The tooth fairy is quite a frazzled lady, and sometimes a little bit forgetful. Put a Post-it on the fridge, maybe that will help a smidge. I've heard that she enjoys a late night beer. It's possible she's running out of money, or has had a problem with her gambling. If only she'd get paid to do the dishes and cooking and cleaning for you. Domestic life has slowly killed her soul. I know you really want to get your payment. The money will be yours no matter what. Tonight she'll do her best to try. If she doesn't binge watch Queer Eye. Alexa, set a reminder to find some change. I've heard she's trying out some delegation. Mr. Fairy helps out on the weekends, but he's been dozing off again. She knows she can't depend on him. This happens every time. They'll mention this in marriage counseling. He doesn't deserve your forgiveness. Remorse and guilt are part of her life. Please don't take offense to it. She will make amends for it when she dies. You'll get all that she's got. I know you really want to get your payment, but this can be an opportunity for you to learn that life has frowns. Mythical beings can let us down. There's your lesson in theology. Good night, sweetie. Don't forget to leave a Post-it. That's my time. Let's practice my name so a few other people will know how to say it.
Carmiya.
Good job.
Carmiya.
Great. Thanks.
I'll say it 20 times before I go to bed. Okay, judges, a very quick comment, please.
I think you need more menstrual cup jokes.
Yes. I do. I have like a set prepared for if you don't like it, then I have stuff.
Yeah, backup.
Yeah. But I'm gonna think about that. Thank you.
I was gonna say I enjoyed it a lot. I loved the opening name joke. That was fucking great.
Yes.
I liked the timing you had in that. That was fucking awesome. And I liked the scarf joke was great because I like the push-up scarf. I liked the callback to it later. I thought that was actually really cool. I think you should maybe save that for a little later in your set though too, because I felt it can't it works for this I guess setting too, but maybe if you're gonna do it like a little later because it's a good joke that people remember. And then just the only suggestion I have maybe for Zoom is to just pick up the pace a little bit. I think just because the connection, like the timing, stuff like that, we don't know when it's. Maybe just move it along a little quicker. Because I understand that's your style though too, but for for this crap that we have to do now, the Zoom stuff, I think it makes it a little different because did she freeze? Or did I freeze?
Sure.
I know.
Otherwise,
It's hard. Timing is different here.
You said you started in January. How many sets did you do before you had to switch to virtual?
Well, are you counting open mic or not open?
Yeah,
mic?
All of it counts. How many times were you live on stage before you had to switch to virtual?
I don't know. I mean, I did 3 that weren't open mic. Maybe 10.
Okay.
Wow.
No, that's you had a really, really solid, very sure of yourself performance considering when I assume the other 2 judges is certainly for me when I started, it was all being in person and being on a stage for an open mic, and it's you've got a lot of confidence for considering how new that you are, and that's really good.
Thank you. I think some of it has to do with age, and I also have been a singer, so some of that carries forward.
That definitely, the fact that you've performed before definitely comes through to eliminate some of the stage fright that newer comics will have. So I really appreciated how sure of yourself you were, and like John mentioned, the name stuff right at the beginning, it rolled very well and it felt very organic because Scott messed up the pronunciation of your name. So even if it was completely planned,
that was on purpose.
It felt very organic, and it was a really great way to start a set to not feel super canned. So I really enjoyed your stuff.
All right. Thank you, Carmiya, and thank you, judges. Now you go bye-bye. I have to say it as I do it. Oh, Dan. There you are. Boom. Bye. And now we are bringing up our next comic from Glasgow, Scotland, Mr. Chris Wright. Chris, how are you tonight?
Yeah, doing well, Scott. Thank you. Yourself?
Very good. So you're another newbie who just slayed at his preliminary round. Everybody was just all over themselves, and you got a near perfect score. So what can you say about the fact that you started, during a pandemic and have pretty much been doing only virtual comedy? What have you learned in the process?
Kind of joke structure and things like that as well. Like I said, I've never done an open mic like in person. It's only online shows I've been doing since about April or May. So I've been doing the Wright 10 Club, which has helped a lot with like word economy and things like that, and watching a lot of YouTube videos and just watching other comics and how they perform and little tips and techniques I've been trying to pick up along the way.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're doing a great job, and I, as I've said before, I'm a fan. So I'm going to put you front and center right after I bring the judges back so we can hear their laughter. There's Dan. There's Chris.
You lost the competitor.
Oh, I took
There
Chris
we
out.
go.
Now we're gonna put Chris front and center.
Leave us on the screen. Fuck him. No, I'm just kidding.
Shut up, John. Thanks for doing this, John. Shut up. And Chris, you are on as of now.
Thank you, Scott. Now, like I just said, I only started doing comedy just at the beginning of lockdown, and my only dream at the moment is that my jokes can be as tight as my jeans. Now, my girlfriend is actually really happy that I do comedy because at least now other people can be left disappointed when I'm finished. I think after the year everyone's had, we should all just forget about Sober October, and instead we should all concentrate on Can't Remember December. Now, I'm not usually one for conspiracy theories, but I absolutely do not believe that COVID actually comes from China, because if you think about it, nothing that's ever made in China lasts this long. And some people also say that this pandemic started because people were eating bats, but surely if that was the case, Catwoman would have died about 20 years ago.
Oh, shit.
Now, my parents are furious that lockdown has ruined family poker night because we're no longer allowed a full house.
Oh.
Although now and again, my mum does still get a flush, so that's good. You know, in the US, you guys have had the stimulus check during the pandemic, and in the UK, we've had a thing called the furlough scheme. It's funny, I always thought a stimulus check involved a finger up the bum. It's also funny that in the UK, we have different names for vegetables than you guys in America. Like, for example, we have aubergines and courgettes, and you guys have Trump and Biden. And my girlfriend and I, we've been together for about 4 years, and our bedroom is where all the magic happens. Normally we go through, she falls asleep, and I'm left watching Harry Potter box sets alone.
Yes.
We've got a beautiful son together, and he's recently just turned 2. You know, like too late to decide you don't want kids. Now, my son's bedroom is covered in toys, and I always think it's funny that as a kid, you're encouraged to share your toys, but once you're an adult, that's just gross.
Oh.
And my ex-girlfriend actually left me for a toy boy, and the worst part about it is that she made me pay for the batteries. But my ex and I, we actually had quite a lot of chemistry, but it was mostly ethanol and acetaminophen. Now, when I was still single, I was having a one-night stand, believe it or not, and the girl actually asked me to pull her hair, and I done it, and she went wild when I grabbed her pubic hair. But again, thanks to the furlough scheme, my girlfriend and I have went back to being friends with benefits. Now, believe it or not, I actually have quite a large sex drive. It's about 1 terabyte. Now, I love my son more than anything, but sometimes I really miss the good old days when my little bundle of joy was just my collection of sex toys. And that probably explains why we named him Kai, but we spell it KY. But my girlfriend and I, we're a very affectionate couple, and I like to compare her orgasms to a really good steak. Bloody rare. But every now and again, she does tell me, well done. Now, even though family poker night has been ruined, I've still been able to stay quite close to my family, like my siblings and stuff. Like my older sister, she's anti-fascist, but she hates when her nephews call her that. Now, I worked as a carer for about 8 years, and I learned so many different things when I was doing that job. Like, for example, I learned a little bit of sign language so I could always tell when the deaf residents were swearing at me. When I was doing the medication rounds, I learned the difference between the correct dose and the happy dose. And there was even one time I had to help an elderly resident with euthanasia. I should clarify, I don't mean assisted suicide. He just really liked anime porn. But because of that job, I'm actually a trained first aider, and I had to give out first aid once on a movie set. It was the director's cut. But ever since my son's been born, I've been cutting down on my sugar intake, but it really affects my mood swings. Like one day I'm supercalifragilistic, the next day I'm atrocious. Another thing that my girlfriend and I like to do sometimes is we like to give each other's body parts cute little nicknames. Like, for example, I would call her boobs the Olsen twins, and she calls mine disgusting. I once believed I was in a long-distance relationship for about 6 months until I realised I was wearing the wrong contact lenses. But I eventually did branch out and bought myself new glasses, but now I find women and men attractive. I think they're bifocals. Now, recently, I managed to achieve a lifelong dream. Ever since I was a young boy, I've always wanted to own a race car, and now I do, because I spray painted the Black Lives Matter logo on the side of my Prius. I discovered my first grey pube today, which really brings it home that I should stop sleeping with cougars. I had to use PayPal recently, and I hated it. I hate PayPal. I prefer pay nobody. I found out recently that Jupiter, the planet Jupiter, has 79 moons, which is the same as a Scottish wedding on a windy day. I think that's my time. If you guys excuse me, I'm just going to check my little bundle of joy. So.
Oh my!
Oh, Jesus Christ. Nice.
You know, there's nothing better than performance art. Chris, I'm going to let these guys take it away. I already know that you had 5 zingers right in the first minute, but I'll let these guys give some comments.
I definitely I enjoyed the Can't Remember December. That was great.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, that is definitely something to keep going.
I gotta say, your accent makes me want to throw a bunch of tea in the bay. But your material is really solid, especially if you're that new to have the kind of grasp on one-liners that you have. That's very, very impressive. Because a lot of new comics, the inclination is to be way too wordy. So the delivery you've got on one-liners is really, really great. You've got it all cut down so well distilled to the joke itself. I was very impressed by your set.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I agree with Joe. I mean, I think Joanne and I laughed ridiculously hard at the December. That was fucking gold, man. That's a good. You got great joke writing ability, man. And again, for somebody who's just doing it on Zoom, actually, it pisses me off a little bit because at least we had a great time. Do whatever.
He's right.
Yeah,
He's right.
I'm raising a family. I'm from Scotland, and I'm doing it on Zoom, and I'm just watching like. But it was good, man. It was a lot of fun to watch you, dude. And like Scott said, in the first couple minutes, man, you had some really good, solid jokes.
Bam, bam, bam.
So, yeah, it's fucking great.
All right, thanks, guys.
I really appreciate that.
Chris, thank you. And now I'm going to do my thing here. I have to talk myself through it. So we're going to bring our next comic, Justin Matson, who went through in the first round. How you doing, Justin?
Hey, I'm good. Yeah.
I told you I was jealous of your hair. I mean, you've gotten like 2 inches just since the last round that you were in.
Yeah, this is all pandemic, baby.
Yeah, you're looking good. So you were one of the comics that had been doing a lot of live stand-up prior to the pandemic. Have you done much of the virtual stuff?
Yeah, I think the first month of the quarantine, I was resistant to it because I was like, I'm an artist. Stand-up is all about interacting with the crowd. And then like a month in, I'm like, I'll just do Zoom.
Yeah.
And it's been going good. I think I'm getting used to it and kind of, I think I'm going to be a sit-down comedian from now on.
Yeah, no doubt. It's easier. And I think the comics are getting used to it, and so are the audiences. They're starting to know when to laugh, so that's cool.
Although half the audience still hasn't learned how to mute their mic.
Yeah, no doubt. Especially when the dog's barking.
Yeah.
All right, Justin, I'm going to get the spotlight on you. And when I say go, you're up, buddy.
Okay.
Justin, go.
Hey. After the election coming up, my husband and I were planning like a little getaway. Not like a vacation, like a fleeing. We're fleeing the country. I've been looking, anyone else house hunting for Zoom backgrounds, One with an open concept, a lot of light, maybe a little bookshelf to like let people think I read. People say really dumb stuff during quarantine. They're like, oh, you can make your own hand sanitizer from home. Do you have 8 gallons of aloe vera? You just take a bushel of lavender and a vat of lye from your garden. I don't even have a Brita filter. I love hearing from all these businesses I didn't even know we're still in business. I got an email from Radio Shack. Hey guys, we're still open. We got 2 locations in El Segundo. It's real safe. You don't even need a mask. We'll give you a key. You know? We got anything. We wipe down the rotary phone every 20 minutes. We have an 8-bit converter for an RCA adapter. Do you need one? The store's real clean. We haven't had customers. Just pick a time. I'll be there. I live in the storage room. It's easy. When I started doing, when I signed up for Face ID, I was happy. So now every time I want to unlock my phone, I have to pretend I'm like. I've started keeping a food diary, mostly for the autopsy. I just think it'll be so much easier. I think the coroner will appreciate it. Like, oh, well, the toxicology report came back negative, but it says here he had 4 types of custard. Oh. I wasn't always fat. In the past, I've actually struggled with anorexia. Obviously, I won that battle. I'm like over 300 pounds, which for an American is petite. You ever call an ambulance to take you to the gym? You know? You have an emergency? I should have called you months ago. Paramedics will you in. We need 12 cc's of Gatorade and a tiny towel stat. And on the elliptical. I do a lot of. I have to wear big and tall shirts now, and you only get 2 options when you're fat. There's tropical plants or food. You know, like yes, palm leaves, you know, or pizzas, hamburgers. I once saw a shirt that had pugs on it, but the pug was eating a popsicle. So it's still like when I was thin, I liked solids, and then as soon as you go in weight, they're like, oh, that's not gonna do. Do you want a seasonal moo or a Michael Moore shirt? You know. I tried a lot of things to lose weight. I actually saw a nutritionist, but she was skinny, and I don't like skinny nutritionists. They don't get it. They haven't been in the trenches, you know? Like I'm trying to explain how hungry I get, and she was like, oh, I was hungry once. I was going through a rough divorce. Like, no, I'm like hungry every day. Oh, have you tried drinking water? Slowly. In the BuzzFeed listicle, it makes you full. Like, I don't think that works. Like, oh, you gotta have snacks. You ever put 4 almonds in a Ziploc bag? Bury it in the sand. Don't tell anyone. Like 4 almonds. I would kill everyone at the beach, you know? Like I have hunger nightmares, you know? I wake up in the middle of the night, like the curtains are drawn and there's crumbs everywhere. And I don't remember what happened, but the maid's dead. I get jealous of bears, like the animal, because they're so good at everything. They're like fast and they're strong and tall and like, but they're also fast. You know, they're like 800 pounds and they can outrun a deer. It's like, well, I bet they're like bad at like climbing. Like, oh, you can climb a tree? Like you're 12 feet tall, 800 pounds. You can climb a tree? Like, I don't. How does this happen? You know, I bet they're afraid of something like bees. Like, you love bees? You're there. You love bees, just like getting that honey. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, at least I can ride a bicycle. You can ride a tricycle? You're a bear, and you're riding around a tricycle. I just don't get it. I mean, I like to go to restaurants. You steal picnic baskets every day. It's like crazy. I mean, at least I'm better with like kids. You're a favorite childhood toy. You're a bear, and you're a favorite childhood toy. That's crazy. Well, like, I mean, I could be like a hero. Like, you prevent forest fires. You're a bear, and you prevent It's like, well, at least I have like an identity, you know. At least you're like I'm like a big gay guy. You're also a big gay guy. You're a bear. You go to the club. All right, that's my bear bit. I'm bisexual. I prefer homosexually sexual, and no one believes me. It's fine. I get it. Like, my straight friends think I'm gay. My gay friends think I'm fat. All right, I think that's my time. Thank you so much.
All right, Justin, that was great.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I forgot how funny you were.
Oh, great.
Now I
do
remember.
every day.
Okay, guys, let's get some feedback. Why don't you?
So I really enjoyed your set. I do have to ask, how worried are you as an experienced comic being up against people who started during the pandemic?
You mean suicidal? Don't worry, I won't do anything.
Your writing is really, really good. The just real quick aside to Yogi Bear made me really happy. I can tell you've been doing this for a while just based on the pauses. Like you knew to pause for the moments we were all gonna laugh, and we all did laugh at the right moments. So you clearly know what you're doing. I really enjoyed your writing. It was a really solid set. I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Awesome, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, is anyone
absolutely.
judging our laughing? Because we were doing pretty good, I thought.
Yeah.
I am.
We
You
could
did well.
we could make a laugh track.
Yeah, we
to
could.
be
Oh
honest,
shit, is that
we
an
should.
option?
I think that would be. No, I thought you had awesome material. Really great timing. Like Dan was saying, and some of the real original. I love your fleeing at the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
And that your food diary is for the autopsy. That was fabulous.
Mhm.
So yeah, I loved you. I thought you were really great and solid. Absolutely.
I hated you. No, I'm just kidding. No one's being the Simon. No, dude, you're fucking hilarious, man. I was dying, dude. You're just. I don't have any advice or anything else. You're just fucking great. How long you been doing it?
It'll be 10 years next week.
Oh, phenomenal, dude. Yeah, fucking
Yeah.
Zoom shows suck, right?
It's
I
10
think we
years,
all
but I
have
have
to,
some
yeah.
notes.
Yeah, but yeah, you that was great, dude. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really, really good.
All right, thanks, guys. Let's bring up our next comic by Justin. Next comic is Laura Park. You were in the last round, right? You were third round?
Yeah, third round, number 3.
All right. And you so comedy is one of the things you do, but you do some filmmaking as well, right?
Yeah. I actually stopped doing comedy for 8 years, and then
Okay.
I know. So and now I'm just getting back into it. But I did a lot of filming. Yeah, a lot of video and photography.
Are you enjoying the virtual stuff?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I don't know. I just thought today I'm kind of looking forward to doing it in front of an audience as well.
Yeah, same. All right. Well, I'm going to bring up our judges.
Hello.
There's Dan. This is Laura Park,
Hello.
and I'm going
Hi,
to get
Laura
the
Park.
spotlight on her as I talk myself through it. And Laura, you're up. Go.
All right. Hey, you guys. Thanks for having me. Wow, the show's been great. Everybody's so cool. I've always been a big dork, like high school guys were not into me. I mean, I didn't have sex until way at the end of parties. And I am an introvert. I went to school for archaeology, so I'm a people person only after I dig them up. Oh my God, you guys, I've got to get off social media. Like, I never post anything. I just kind of creepily linger to the point where if I see you, I sound creepy. You looked so pretty at your nephew's birthday party. I like pasta too. Oh, don't tell me what you're doing. I want to read it later. I'm getting really excited, you guys. My friend just had kids. 2 girls, Sasha and Tika.
Aw.
They were trying for cats. Sides. They had to repaint the whole room, buy new collars, different litter. I'm single. I have 1 cat so far. But it's hard to date people in LA if you don't go to parties or rehab. Trying to get out there, you guys. I'm doing online dating. And I know it's really challenging, but some of the profiles are so passionate. The pictures. Truck, 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 truck. Here's a picture of my truck. Here's a picture of me with sunglasses in my truck. Truck, truck, truck. Here's my truck in the driveway. Here's my truck with mud on it. Trucky, truck, truck. Here's my truck with mud on it in the driveway. Truck, truck, truck. This is awesome. Do you like girls yet? It's like somebody from ancient times showing their possessions to a potential mate. Woman, come hither. Woman, hey, 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 woman. Look at my cart. I do know that dating online can be very dangerous. You know what I mean? So I think it's really important that no matter how desperate you are, you ask the right questions. Like, your wife died? When did she die? All right, it's been a couple of days. How did she die? Boating accident. That explains your scratches. All right, let's get in your truck. You guys are fun. This is fun. I'm not from here. I'm originally from Wisconsin. It's a state. It's a state. It's the dairy state. But you know, I live here in LA. LA, all about the car you drive. Wisconsin, all about the carcass attached to the car you drive. And you know, everybody says that people are so polite, but they have to be like that. Everybody's armed. After you. Oh, please, after you. I've got the door. Thank you for your kindness. There should be a huge test to get a gun permit. I know there's a pop quiz. Everybody write your name on the line. Okay, put your pens down and hand in your receipts. If there was a big test, it would be like this. Number 1, how many amendments are there in there's only one. It's called the Second Amendment. Great. I've been having this weird thing. I don't know if it's like during this time and the crazy times or whatever, but my stomach's been hurting. I went to the doctor, and my doctor told me that I'm lactose intolerant. And I just thought, how do I tell my parents that? In Wisconsin. Mom, Dad, I drink soy. So you're a lesbian? But you can still drink milk, right? Thanks.
Oh, man, that's great. And boom.
All right.
Laura, that was a great set.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for doing the show. Guys, talk to her.
I thought you had awesome delivery. I loved your facial expressions, all your act outs. They're really great and well timed. I loved you had like a truck, all your callbacks, like with the guy asking what? Sorry, I'm screwing myself up. The truck, getting in the truck, and then of course at the end with the gun. I love a good callback. So I think you're fabulous. You're awesome.
Thank you.
I loved all the act outs too. You're a very, very good performer. And the trying for cats joke, I think, was probably. I love a good dig at children, and then you threw in some cats in there. It I was like, oh, that's hilarious. And I just like everything, the collars and the whole thing fucking really got me too. So yeah, it was great.
I definitely agree. The Trying for Cats was a phenomenal bit. You, out of everybody so far, have had the best grasp of camera control. Like the facial expressions and then moving in and out of the camera. Like, you've had the best control of the medium so far. Just really, really great material, but the way you commanded the space was amazing. So I really enjoyed your set.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm not doing good at being the Simon. I'm sorry, I've been drinking.
Yeah, you're not mean at all, Dan.
Yeah.
No, when I get drunk, I get so much nicer. It's real weird.
Wow.
We should say something mean. Hey, nice shirt. Luke. No, I'm just kidding. I know.
You'd be over there with your backwards hat.
Yeah,
buddy.
I know.
John, did you already comment? I was tabulating.
Everybody's drunk.
I did.
We're good. We're good.
Yeah, I already commented.
Oh, good.
That was great.
All right. Okay. Well, then
Cats, I'm telling you, man, that cat joke fucking killed me.
I'm going to move
Cats. Trucks.
Always on board for a cat joke.
on. Our next comic up is Funky Sam Medina.
What's up, Scott?
Hey. So you do a mic called Hypothetical Comedy. And I finally got to do my first one. I don't remember what day it was. It was Friday or something
It's every
like that.
Friday on Zoom, yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
It is fun. It's a lot of fun. Thank you.
So you're another one of the comics that have done a lot of live stand-up. You've been doing it for a while, and you've transitioned into the virtual. What's that been like for you?
It was a tough transition at first, just like Justin said earlier. In the beginning, I was very against doing Zoom comedy. But it was kind of our only choice, And so I just started, a month or two in, I just started doing it here and there. And before you know it, I felt like I was getting some momentum. And so we moved all of our stuff that we were doing outside, not outside, but, in person onto the internet.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a good transition.
You got fans watching.
I do. Everywhere I go. It's
Cousin Berto. All right. Well, thanks for being part of the show. You are actually closing out the show tonight, so we're going to bring our judges back.
Woo.
Hey.
And we're going to put you front and center. I'm getting good at this now. We should have some more comics.
Just add some random.
And Sam, you are up. Go.
Hey, what's up, you guys? My name is Funky Sam Medina. I live in Tracy, California. If you've never heard of Tracy, I don't blame you. It's a sad, small little town in California. I think the saddest part is I'm the second most famous person here. It's after MC Hammer, too. So because MC Hammer and then me, that's quite a drop. I'm not supposed to say this. I'm not supposed to tell you guys anything yet, but I'm super excited. So I'll have the cat out of the bag. I just signed a deal with Hulu, and I'm pretty excited about it.
Nice.
Yeah. COVID being crazy, grocery shopping was a nightmare. I had to switch to the online grocery delivery system. It's cool because it's like a bad breakup. They come to my house, they leave all my stuff on the porch, and they call me when they leave. The other day I was going to work and I was in a hurry. When I got there, I realized instead of my mask, I accidentally got a pair of underwear. It was a shitty day. Very shitty day, you guys. Recently, I thought my comedy career was blowing up. I thought I was being hot shit. I told my wife, I'm like, hey, I have a 17 Facebook friend request that I'm not even going to answer. And she goes, I have 162. Speaking of my wife, last night I was getting ready for bed like around 3 a.m. and she woke up to go to the bathroom. And I was like, wait, before you go back to bed, let me tell you this joke I'm working on. Did not email for me, you guys. Did not. She said, I hate you. Back to sleep. The joke was this. I enrolled my dog in a martial arts class. It's called Taekwondo Doberman. I know that joke almost ended my marriage. They say you should never date a comedian, and I do agree with that. I think the reason why I would never date a comedian is because my wife is also a comedian, and she might know her. I'm vegan now. I've been vegan for about 2 months, and I just want to make sure everybody knows that. It's tough though. It's tough being a vegan and finding restaurants that cater to my dietary needs. Like I went to my favorite restaurant. And I was like, "Hey, what's your best vegan dish with meat?" And then the other day, my wife and I went out to lunch, and she's like, "Hey, I'm really proud of you. You've been doing good on this new diet." I looked at the beer menu. You can have any beer you want, and she went to the bathroom. So I called the waiter over. I'm like, "Hey, I want you to bring me a beer with a steak in it." And he's like, "What?" Oh, I go, "Look, I don't got a lot of time here. Okay, go in the back, cook a steak, put it in a beer, and bring it out to me. We'll call it Ale 1." It's different. Grocery shopping is a lot different now that I'm a vegan. Like the other day, I was in the grocery store and I was walking past the meat section, and I was looking at the steaks and the pork chops and the chicken, and I was like, "Wow, this section is dead to me." More ways than one. Somebody commented on one of my Instagram photos, and he put hashtag vegans are hypocrites and hashtag plants have feelings too. And that's not why I do it. I don't do it to be cruelty free. That's just like a bonus. The reason why I'm vegan is because the way it makes me feel, superior. I have a lazy eye, and it's okay though because it matches my personality. My other eye, it's not lazy though, so we got to do a DNA test to make sure it's my real eye. I don't send dick pics, but I do send unsolicited shit pics. I'll be in the bathroom and be like, "Oh man, Scott's got to see this." Do you guys remember this Dr. Pepper shortage? It's crazy. How can you make a beverage with 23 flavors during a pandemic and not expect to run out of one of the flavors, right? I did a little research. Turns out one of the flavors is coins. You know what song I like? I like Summer of '69 by Bryan Adams. But realistically, it's 2020. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. It's 2020, and it's probably time we update that song. Like, I was thinking Summer of '69 canceled comedy gigs. Or Summer of '69 concerts I should have went to. Or my personal favorite, Summer of '69 margaritas I would have drank if the bars were actually open. So I am married. I got married about a year ago. My wife and I, we drove to Vegas. We did one of those drive-through weddings. It was cool. She even knows she does McDonald's. My brother, "Can I get a double cheeseburger?" And I do. People ask me what it's like to be married to a comedian. It's like being married to a regular person, except a lot funnier, Like when we argue, we use microphones. All the neighbors gather around and laugh at everything we say. If the argument gets out of hand, I just want to flash that at her, and we have 1 minute to wrap up the argument. My dad's an alcoholic, and it's pretty cool because he never has plans. And a married man, I want to go out. Well, I used to want to go out. So I call him up, like, "Hey, Dad, you want to come babysit?" And what does he do? What does he have the nerve to do? He leaves his bottle of vodka at my house. Yeah, so I call him the next day all pissed off. I'm like, "Hey, Dad, you want to babysit again? We have vodka." He was so there. My wife asked me if I was embarrassed to kiss her in public. And I was like, "No, not at all." And she was, "Okay, well then kiss me." I'm like, "I will. Just wait for all these people to leave." So I'm on this diet trying to lose some weight, and my wife told me that Sundays can be cheat days. So Sunday I got a hooker. It's crazy though, it's when you're trying to lose weight, it's good to set goals for yourself. Like I decided recently that my new Target shirt size is Target shirt size. It's great. I love that because only the fat people get that joke, right? The skinny people are like, "Target has many shirt sizes." Sure, it does, but none of them fit me. Before I go, I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret here. I just joined Tinder recently. Now it's not what you're thinking. Like I joined as like a really hot girl, and then I messaged all the guys. I'm like, "Hey, come even to Zoom open mic on Sunday night." Thank you guys. I'm fucking Sam Medina.
All right. Sam, great set.
Thank you, Scott.
Guys, what do you think?
We all froze.
Somebody.
Sorry.
I went first last time, so I don't want to do it again. So somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, I thought you had a good, I thought you had a lot of spontaneous, kind of like delivery and stuff. And your husband-wife joke, comedian stuff was good. I enjoyed that kind of perspective. I think I've ever heard anybody do husband and wife fighting comedy style.
Yes.
Before. So I think you should like embellish on that a little bit more. That was kind of interesting.
Yes, I like that too. With the 1 minute, you got to wrap up the argument.
Yeah, that was pretty great.
That was good. Yeah, I enjoyed a lot of your vegan stuff. Superior. Very good. And having the best vegan meal with meat in it. That was good. I like that.
Yeah.
Being from Tracy, first off, I'm sorry for you. Tracy is a goddamn nightmare.
Well, technically, I live in San Jose, but I live in Tracy now.
Why would you fucking move to Tracy? Like, what? Like, I lived in the Bay, and we stayed out of Tracy because it was horrifying. But, like, just, I liked a lot of, the low-key delivery was very solid. I can tell that you've definitely done this on stage before for the, the sort of, not, like, you've hit that happy medium between one-liners and storytelling really, really well. So you... like your one-liners build towards something, which is it's an engaging way to tell a joke. And I enjoyed all of the punchlines. And again, the vegan stuff, like was already said, was very, very solid. So it was fun.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
All right, great. So this Sam was our headliner, I guess. So he was the last comic.
Nice.
And I'm going to bring everybody up.
Yay.
I just removed Dan by accident. I'm going to bring everybody up.
Nice mix in.
So the only comments I have is I've been watching a lot of virtual comedy to see how everybody does, and I've been part of some shows. I think this is probably the most solid show from start to finish that I've seen since I started watching. So I think the right people went through, and it's been really, really good. I'm going to take a couple seconds. I do have a first, second, and third, but I want to make sure my math is good. So I'm going to take a couple seconds.
Oh, fuck,
if y'all want to sing me a song or whatever, just
send me the words of that Dean Martin song.
I'll send you the lyrics.
I wish I could sing the words to MASH.
First person to tell me how to get the knot out of the wind.
There's a song about a bear which we could sing in honor of Justin. It's like, the other day I saw a bear.
Yeah, agree on that bear.
Oh, way up there. Good Laura, the other day I saw a bear.
All I can think of is Salute Your Shorts.
Way up.
Oh, yeah.
What happens in
That was mostly for John.
Thank you. That was good. I was like, that Camp on Awana popped in my head immediately.
There's guns in that song too for Laura. It's like all purpose.
Bears and guns.
That's got to be the slowest bear alarm system song, though. Like, like, did you see a bear or not, ma'am?
No, man, I saw a bear.
The camp, like, mixed messages
Repeat
here.
after me, and I'll tell you if I did.
Oh my God!
Just ravaging children. Like,
So, Scott, for the winner, are you going to bring them on to Behind the Bits? Because I feel like that would definitely be an additional solid prize to let somebody chat here.
Actually, what I'm going to do is bring the three winners on and have a chat with all of them.
And Dean Martin, obviously.
I hope Dean.
Dean doesn't do the podcast. I don't let him get messed up with that stuff.
I don't know, man. John and I were on there this past week, and Dean was very prevalent.
All right. Well, I've got some winners here. I don't have a drum roll, but I've got some nice light music here.
no.
Is it putting on the Ritz?
Oh my God!
Shit, this just got ominous.
Who did somebody just win death?
Okay, that's all I had. That's all I had ready.
Now that's a bear is coming music.
Yeah.
If I heard
That
that,
sounds like a bear is
start
coming.
packing.
With a gun. Yes.
He has the right to bear arms, so.
Yes.
Whoa.
Jesus. Okay, our third place winner for tonight is Laura Park. Yes. That brings us to our second place winner. Nope, I'm not going to do that one. That's me singing again. Our second place winner is Chris Wright.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Chris. And now for the big finale. What'll I do? There we go. For our big finale, the winner of the first Behind the Bits virtual comedy contest. Before I talk about the winner, I want to let you guys know that
Who Wants to Be a
This is
Millionaire
brought
show.
to you by.
the Behind the Bits podcast is a serious talk about stand-up comedy. And it's just a good podcast. So download it, and not only download it and listen to it, but download it often, like you should vote. Just download it, delete it, go to another IP address, download it again, do whatever it takes, because I'm so close to a sponsor. I'm so close. They're going to stop ignoring me. So the Behind the Bits podcast is my baby. This is also a lot of fun, but that's what I
Get him a
that's what I
sponsor
love.
so he can have us again in ways that will make us money.
Yeah, no doubt. And so without further ado, I'm going to announce our winner, and it is Justin Matson.
Thank you.
I got to tell you, the scoring was extremely close, like it has been in all of these preliminary rounds. The scoring was extremely close. That's why I had to check my math again. But I want to congratulate Laura, Chris, and Justin for winning. I sent you a message on how to send me your payment info, and then I'll also be contacting the three of you to get together for a podcast episode so we can talk about the contest and talk about virtual comedy and talk about anything you want to talk about.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I
Thanks very much for putting this
appreciate
on.
everybody that's come along for the ride. Everybody who was in group 1 knows about the sound issues we had. In group 2, we still had some sound issues. Group 3 was pretty clean, but everything, I'm learning StreamYard, and I think everything was great on this one. So you guys are going to have a great tape to send around to people for all the virtual comedy festivals. So
Yeah, everybody did a really great job. Congratulations, every single one of you. Even if you didn't win, like every single person had a really great set tonight.
Yeah.
this
You
was,
drink
like I said,
every
it's,
night, Dan.
yeah.
I
This is the most
drank too
solid
much. I wasn't
hour
here
of-
for the others.
This is the most solid hour of comedy I've seen since I've been watching the virtual stuff, hands down.
Hosting this, Scott.
It was really
All
good.
right. Well,
Yes.
thank you so much, and I'm gonna go off live here. If you guys want to stick around for a minute, that's cool.